Hey there, folks. Let's go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target. And the winner is, astoundingly similar to yesterday. Wow. That's a fun one. All right. So what do we got here? I find myself wanting to do 4 elements. So I'm going to set up this quad. Set up the quad, and so I'm going to make some adjustments. I'm going to set a gap, and this gap is going to be whatever the width of this is, right? So it's from here, 190, so probably 210, so 20 pixels. Okay. And I do want the wrap, but that means that I need to subtract. So I've got 200 width and 150 width. So that would cover the whole thing, right? Because we're 400 by 300. So if I withdraw the width of each one to 190 and then 140, then we've got that. So then what? I want to do radial gradient. Okay. Circle, yeah. And then the inner part is this color, 10 pixels, let's say. And then then transparent, 0, 30 pixels, and then that color. And then a color stop. So that's how you get circles. So that is too small on the inside. How about that? And then that's too small on the outside. That. And then we move it over. Yeah, we move it over. 10 pixels, 20, 30, 60, 70, 80, 85, 86, 87, 84, 84. So that's one of them. So strictly speaking, we don't need. So this thing that I'm doing with the X's and Y's, like I don't think. Well, maybe we need it. I don't know. So this uses. So it's completely bilaterally symmetrical. As you note, some of these don't have this exactly the same thing. But can we get that? Can we get that to work? I kind of think if we. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm going to remove all of these, and what I've got is just a slightly different. Boy, I don't like this. I've made all these assumptions about how I want this to work, and it's very similar to what I did yesterday, but no, it's not very similar to what I did yesterday. What I did yesterday were clip paths on the little pieces, and this is not as good. All right, so if we made this a variable, yeah, G, like so, and then bar dash dash G, and then no repeat. Oh, that's hilarious. Because I'm moving it over. So if I do another one, is it bar G minus 84 pixels, no repeat? Well, it's because that's underneath it. I probably don't need that. Oh, no repeat. Okay. Does this match perfectly? Yes, it does. More or less. And I don't need this scale. don't need that at all. And I don't need that scale. Nope, don't need that. So we've got two gradients. Now I need to cover part of this, right? Because for this works for these default ones, but so for A and then B, they're going to be slightly different. So B attribute, I need an additional covering thing. So what is that? That means I need what? I need here's if I do background red, do I see entirely red on the background? Yes, I do. So that means it's bleeding through. And that's kind of good, but it's kind of not good also. Because I can't use box shadow, I don't think. Now what I can do is for B to be box shadow, inset, 30 pixels, or probably, 50 pixels, 0. Minus 50 pixels, like that. Like that. And then for A, it's positive. Kind of a weird solution. Let's submit. I know, it's a very disjointed solution today. Sorry about that. The point is to solve them. Efficiency, don't always get to efficiency. But you know what I think? I think that I can just use white here. Yeah, and that saves me a character. Not super efficient as far as a blank template. No, I wanted to minify. Minify, unit replace, and submit, and then that's a final answer. So a weird solution that kind of uses the quad template, but then totally explodes the whole concept of the quad template. So what then? What else can I do that's interesting? Is there anything else I can do that's interesting? I don't think so. I think we stopped there. Any other code that we can remove? So I guess I could have put this box shadow and then did a bar, right? Like, so if I put this all on the P tag, box, and inset, 50 pixels, let me do a calc. 50 pixels times var. We'll call it Q for, I don't know what reason, 0 of a default. And then for each one of these, Q is 1. I think that's going to work. Is that working? I don't think that's working. And then B is -1. Q minus 1. I know what it's doing in my head, but it's clearly not doing that in reality. So what? Calc, the inset calc, 50 pixels times var Q, or, oh, because I need another parentheses, like that. That's what I was missing. And that's a little weird optimization. Fun to me. I don't know if this is fun for you, but it's fun for me. And that's why I do these videos, right? I am not asking you to like or subscribe. That is okay, but that's a slightly better score, right? There's a little bit of an optimization there. The radial gradient, using it twice in that way, is there a better way to do that? Probably. So if I did what? I would need an at value, I think. And then a width. So what does that look like? I kind of want to, what else can we do? So here's the gradient. Yeah, okay, we're gonna redo this background. Is that a good idea? Nope, it's not a good idea. I've already solved it, but so radial gradient, and then I'll save this. Semicolon. Circle, blah, blah, blah. And that is completely not valid. So yeah, there's radial gradient. Okay, and we're gonna do circle at minus, at 5 pixels. Yeah, there we go. At 10 pixels. 11. And then if I give it a width, and 60, 150, 60, 70, 72, 68. That looks perfect. So what that means is I need to not, so I can just do what? Instead of circle at 11 pixels, I'm going to do 1Q. And then I need a minus 10 pixels. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 2, 3. Is that right? Yeah, and that's a simpler radial gradient. Right, I was using 2 radial gradients, 1 for each side. This way, I have a repeating radial gradient that accounts for it. Let's minify and unit replace and submit that, and hopefully we're still at 100%. I think we are. And we are. So, and that's a better score. Other things we can tune here. We got the margins. We changed the margin out, and we are using flex and a gap. Probably could use margins and get some optimizations there, but I'm happy with the flex. It's always a nice reminder how good flex is for things like this, even though it's a little verbose. But learning to use flex is in our interests if we're making web pages here in 2025, or probably in the future too. This is recorded, so I could be dead right now. I know that's very morbid. Sorry. It's the truth, though. It's a true fact. I think that's a joke that I stole from Eddie Murphy from the 1980s. I heard him say that, and I just thought that is such a great subversion of what television, at the time it was television, now it's videos on social media apps. I don't know what I'm talking about. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go make a web page, and hey, write some Flexbox code. It's really fun. All right, get out of here. Bye-bye.